So, again, this is another video on the best practices that you could follow while loading the product. And one very, very important thing that you could do is, applying the right labels on the product, right? Because when people see the labels, oh, they know, oh my God, oh no, I got to be careful handling these products, this merchandise, this pallet, right? So when you tell them, with the label ahead of time, they are a lot more careful about doing their job, and this is even more human psychology, because I to my developers, I prepare this design document. So what we do, and that's a rule that we follow throughout our organization. No, we put a lot of care in preparing the design spec or whatever we do, right? Even if it's giving a screenshot, we do a lot of care and prepare a really, really thorough document that not only, right, addresses all the requirements, but also looks clean and looks nice. And because when things are beautiful and they look clean, people trust them more. So the same psychology applies here as well, right? When you're shipping something, you nicely pack it and you nicely, shrink wrap it and you nicely apply the label and everything looks so clean. And top of it, you put these labels with proper instructions, right? There are so many different labels that you can put, and you can even make custom labels, right? Based on your, specific product or specific conditions of your product, that just adds tremendous value. And this human psychology works really well when you do all that great job and apply this label and give it to them, right? Give it to whoever carrier or person on the other end or a 3PL. There is similar, the humans are always mirror what other people do, right? I mean, if you go and smile at a person, the person will smile back at you. And if you go and, yell at a person, the person will yell back at you. So that's how humans operate. So when you do that, really nice job, quality job, they're like, oh my God, oh, these guys are really good. You know what? We gotta, show our best quality, while moving this load as well. So there are a lot of, labels. So some of the do not labels are do not stack, do not double stack, right? Hold on, do not ship, do not accept of damage, do not forklift, right? Do not break down the skid. Skid is a pallet here. Do not crush, right? Do not forklift here. If there's one specific area where there could be a glass or there could be something fragile, right? Do not break the stretch wrap, right? You don't want the stretch wrap to be broken. Do not drop, do not bend, right? Do not open with sharp object, right? Be careful while you're, opening with a sharp object, because if it's a, fancy refrigerator or something, you might accidentally mark scratches. Do not inventory. It's usually for more, corrugated products, right? Used as a packing material later. Do not break the banding, right? Do not top load. Do not lay flat, right? If it's a, something like a mirror, right? And also you could use bilingual labels. I mean, I see all the time, if you go to Texas or if you go to even in California, you see, Spanish people all the time, and sometimes they come at a low cost, and certain DCs, for cost reasons, they use that, right? They use that type of labor. So if you know clearly, hey, I'm going to be dealing with Spanish speaking people, then you might as well, put those bilingual labels so they understand easily and make it, right? Obviously, if you make the whole process easier for everybody, you get better engagement from everybody. So, if you think it makes sense to use bilingual labels, go for it. And then also enclosed labels. Hey, what is enclosed here? Packing list is enclosed, additional parts inside, documents enclosed, export documents enclosed, right? And then instructions enclosed, right? And then invoice enclosed. And then SDS, there is a safety data sheet that is enclosed, right? And there is a sample enclosed. Hey, small parts are here, additional parts are inside, right? Sharp objects are inside, right? And you don't want, it's a safety, situation, right? You want to be, if there is a sharp object, you better call it out so the person on the other end is aware, and they're slowly opening it and they're not, cutting themselves or something like that, right? And if it's heavy, hey, lift carefully, because if it's heavy, you got to, you cannot just lift like that. You have to, squat and lift, right? That's very, very important safety procedure. I've seen in like 99% of the warehouses. Right, use long fork only, and if it's a temperature sensitive object, product, refrigerate upon arrival, right? Again, the standard, fragile, handle with care. Hey, mixed pallet, meaning there are multiple items, in the pallet. And then mixed UPCs, right? There could be, same item, but might have different UPC because it's being manufactured in two different places, right? Refrigerate upon arrival if it's a temperature sensitive product, right? Inspect for damage before accepting. And if there is damage, hey, do not accept if there is damage, right? And then top load only. And then, if it makes sense, made in USA versus made in China, if there is some kind of a country of origin tracking going on, if it makes sense, you could do that. And then tamper resistant. And then hot rush priority order, right? If it's a hot order that you're, pushing it through some kind of a, third party, then you want them to be aware that, hey, this is a hot order. This needs to go pretty fast, right? You don't want that to be left or whatever. And then even high gloss label. Sometimes the high gloss label gets extra attention and they pay a lot more attention to it. And trash or recycle. Sometimes if there is any trash, and then freeze upon arrival. If it's a temperature sensitive item, if it's a frozen item, and then keep it frozen, right? Keep it refrigerated, perishable, right? All those labels, just show that how much care you're putting in your product, and the humans mirror. So the other party will do a better job if you do that label, and even if you need to create custom label, and obviously, right, the do not stack and the do not stack cones, and so many tools are available to do a great job. So people on the other end, they realize, oh my God, look at these people, right? They do such a great job, and we got a great job, great job as well. So hopefully this is helpful. Please share this video with your friends and coworkers, and also like this and subscribe to our channel. And let us know if there is anything else we can do for you, and we'd love to hear your comments. Thank you very much for your time.